Good morning, everyone. Today is 2nd of June, and welcome to Timeout Tuesday. You can probably hear the dog shaking herself in the background. I've got two this morning in here with me. It is a freezing cold morning here in Sydney. Yesterday was beautiful, sun but cold in the shade, but today the wind is bitter. So, yeah, nice day to be inside. Today I'm going to do something that I played with even before it came out, called Lakes Waterside Retreat Suite. Okay. And I have deliberately not played with this since I did it. These are some of the cards that I made back in January, February for on stage, just to show you that, yes, I did play with it. The front sheet, I don't have full sheets of it anymore, and it's not orderable at the moment, but it had these beautiful pictures as well. And then this is one that I just added a picture and did a little bit of stamping off in the background of birds. And then just on the inside, I put relax. That's one card. I'm just going to quickly show you all of these. This is the one I demonstrated on stage. My daughter demonstrated the birds in this, and then I had added this to it, and that was quite amazing because neither of us known the other was going to do that. Using the same thing. Oops, I've got that stuck in there. Using DSP, and here's to a new chapter. Happy Father's Day with the fish. Very, very simple card with old olive. I've done two in this one. I can't find the other one, but I did pecan pie in this one, stamping off and then using the birds flying off in the distance on that one. I'll show you this one next. This one's using two-tone paper. I used the crumb cake and I used both sides, and I tore it so that the white core was showing, so it looked like, yeah, like almost like waves in the sand and some birds. And then I just put some some cutouts of the bicycle and so on that one. And then I'll show you these ones next. This is another one that we did with the chair, and on this one I used the same color on the reeds in the background. So and I just set that inside it, so that is just been cut out but sitting in there. So that was relax. This one, very similar, but this time I have raised this up on strips, and we have this 2D or 3D effect. And this is another one where I've raised the inside up and not the outside. So similar to this one, but the other way around. Okay, so this one is recessed, this one isn't. So, and then I did this one doing a square from Stitched Shapes and stamped in the background and blended, and then put these. Oh, my birdie's looks like he's had too much tea to drink. I'm meant to go like he doesn't want to do it, but he's meant to sit on top of the chair, and I think he's probably more like that. Yeah. But anyway, today I'm going to show you a few more. I'm going to start with this one. I saw a similar card on Pinterest, but I decided to go rogue because I wanted to use up some of the cuts, the die cut things from the front of the card. These here that I used, these are already printed, and I wanted to use it as a side card because I just didn't want to put it in the middle. So what I did was I cut my Bummy Blue down the center. I worked out how wide that was, placed that there, and then I cut another piece for there. So this is a very, very simple card. Okay, so let's put it together. This is the center of the card. And I'm going to pop that just in there. That's for writing on. I'm going to finish the front now. So I'm just going to put this straight on. I'm not putting any layers, just straight on the barbie blue. Make sure I've got the ice cream cone. This picture reminds me so much of New England in America. These little shops and signs and things. On the other side, this is some of the DSP, and I've used the timber side. So I'm going to use the timber side, not the other side. And I'm just going to put it on the other side, like that. Now, I could finish it and leave it like that, but I thought what I might do is get a grey granite circle, put it on there, and I've got a stamp here that I'm going to have a great birthday from the set, and I have got my ink pad, and I'm going to do this in Misty Moonlight rather than Balmy Blue, because I thought this would stand out quite well. I'm just going to pop that up the top like that. Close this. Set that out of the way. Now I've got some, this is left over for Christmas. It's silver and gold, or white and gold thread. And I'm just going to wrap it around my finger like this. I'm going to twist it. And before I put this on, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape there in the middle. And pop that there. And then I've got some dimensionals on the back of this, which I've cut out with a textured textured circle, or the circles from Spotlight in Nature. So, because they have all these different shapes. Pop that on, and then I'm just going to place this right on top, and it wants to stick to that. And just a little bit of the grey. Now you'll notice that I've got some space at the bottom. On the paper pumpkin, we had these rocks, and I thought that these rocks would be rather nice placed along the bottom here, or stones. Like that. Very, very, very simple card. So that's how I've done mine. Just with 3 stones on it. These tone in with this. So that's my first card today. Really, really simple. Okay, you could do more to it if you wanted to, but a really simple version. Next card I'm going to do, and get it out, and just want to make sure I've got everything I need. I think everything I need's in here. Okay, this one I use grey granite in my base. And I've got one of the little embellishments, which I think are really cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I've got my grey granite base. This is my center of my card. Let's get rid of that bag. I put that on. Now I may do something in there yet. Haven't finished there yet. Okay. I've got a piece of the DSP. I'm not going to use that side. I'm going to use the timber side. And I'll pop that on next. In the front. Again, another very, very simple card. That's it on. Now, I've got some of the DSP. I put it on, did I put it in Night of Navy this time? I think I did. Okay, so I'm going to pop that like that. Copy it on first, And I'm going to pop it on flat. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on that side. I'm going to put it right on the edge. Just have to swivel it a little bit. And then I've got these. These are some of the die cuts from the front again. These two went very similar together. And I'm going to put tape on the back of these, stick them to the navy, pin this one over, do the same thing. Okay, now I'm going to get my dimensionals for these two and pop them on the back. One there, one there. Same down the bottom. And here we are. Putting this one on first, I'm going to put it on like that. So let's get that on, and then I'll show you what else. I'm building this up as I go, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. So yeah, so it's a bit of an experiment. I'm going to put that on. It's like a sand dollar. I've got this one, and I'm going to layer it down here like this. But as you can see at the top, I don't need dimensionals up there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape up there. But I am going to put dimensionals on the bottom and the middle. I'll put one in there. Okay. Take the backs off. And I'm going to layer it like that. Now, I've got a little tiny stylish shaped square that I think I want to just put. I'm trying to work out where I want to put it. I think I want to put it down here. And I might even decide I want to cut it. So I'll see how I go. I've got happy birthday here, which I think is on crooked, but let me fix that. And I think I'll use the Misty Moonlight again. It's a softer dark shade. Got some that looks to me to be crooked, so I'm going to take the happy birthday off first of all, because it's sometimes tricky to get those on together. Pop that on like that. So it just leaves like a little rope design. Put that there. Now, turn this over and I'll stamp it again. And I shall put happy birthday at the bottom. Okay, like that. Set that out of the way. Now, I could set this on Night of Navy if I wanted to down here, which, I'm half tempted to do. Let me grab a piece of Night of Navy that I can use. What I shall do is I shall stick this to the Night of Navy. And then I'm just going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut around like that so that I've got like a little border. Okay. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did with the other one. Put tape on the top. Got a little bit on my paper. Dimensionals on the bottom. And set it like, I want it sort of more off. Maybe there. Okay. I changed my mind about what I was doing with that. Now I've got this beautiful little embellishment here. I'm actually half tempted to put a rock on down here. Oops, not there. Like that. Okay. Now, I thought I had some thread in here, but I may not have put it in the end. I might just place this. Oh, let's grab some thread out of the drawer. Should I do a little bit of gold on it? I think I might add a little bit of a brightness on it. I could do the brown now. This one here. This tones in with the backing paper. Now, what I'm going to do is I get my correct scissors for this because you can see what this is the cut paper and twine. Well, when they cut paper, they don't cut twine. Okay, so I've got two bits. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread them through the little loop at the top. Okay, so I need to dampen that to get it through, because you can't put them both through at once. Well, maybe you can, but I have never had any success. And then I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to do the same thing and put it through, because I've pushed the other one out of the way, and try and get it through the hole. There we go. And I've got two there. And I'm going to tie it first of all, just to hold it in place, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make a little bow. There we go. Kind of made a bow. Let's see if I can fix that. Right, at the moment it's much too big, the bow. So let's pull the tails a little bit. And the tails on the other side a little bit. Tighten it, pull, pull, and I shall place that on the card. Where do I want to place it? I think I want to place it down here. Okay, so let's cut the tails off so they're a lot shorter. And I will get some glue dots and put that in the back. I wasn't sure what I was doing there, but I think this is what I'm going to do. Oops. Glue dot down there on the bottom, and I want it to stay on the metal, not on my finger. And I'll get another glue dot. Got a little tiny little bit of glue in my finger, I think the problem. Pop it up the top, and I'm going to place that there. Get that out from behind. And if I wanted to, happy birthday, I could put something on the inside. I'm not sure that I want to do that right now. What have I got? Got my stamp set here. Oh, I could do some. No, I think I might just leave that for now. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it. I could put some reeds on it, but I think I just want to leave it for the moment. Okay, let's go on to the last one. Now this one, get all my stuff out. is going to take me a wee bit longer than the other ones. I was trawling through the internet the other day and I saw this card, but I couldn't get onto the website. So I decided to create my own. So I've actually made instructions for this one. I'm not sure if it's the same as hers or not. It was the Pumped Stamper had it up. But what I've done is I've actually made a card and placed it on a back like this, as you can see, so that when you see your card, it sits up like that. Okay. Now, again, I wanted to use one of the die cuts. So what I've done is I've written some instructions and I'll just quickly use these as I go through. So this is my back piece. Okay. I'm not going to do anything with that yet. I'm going to leave it aside and I'm going to create the front first. Okay, let's create the front first. The front is very simple. Again, I'm using that textured shapes. I'm leaving the other little thing in there. So I've got a circle and I've die cut this with stylish shapes and I'm going to pop it on the top of it. Okay, so that there's a little border right around. Now, I'll leave the rest of that for now. Put that back in and let's go to the main card. So for my main card, the base is 29.2, and I've scored it 4.6 and 9.6. So this one's 5 centimeters, this one's a little shorter. So that when it folds, it looks like that. Okay. Now I'm going to build up the card. So let's get this. So this is my base and grey granite, and this is the insert that's going on it. Okay, so let's do that first. Put some tape on the back, place it on the grey granite, and this one had, I think, was 10 by 11 from memory. Got it written down anyway. It's going to go on there, but I have my stamp here and I have my grey granite ink, which I'm going to use. Okay, thinking of you, can go there. Okay, and I have the bird as well, and I'm going to pop her here at the top. I think I want her there, and I might do a little bit of stumping off like that, just faintly. Okay, so I'll put that out of the way, put that out of the way. Okay, getting a lot of stuff here. Put this on the inside of the card. So I will actually build my card first. So that's going to go like that. Okay, now I've got this one. It's going to go there. And let's get these together so we know which is which. They're almost the same size, but not quite. I just pop all the grey bits up. Okay. Those are the two smaller ones. These are the bigger ones. So what I'm going to do, these are 4.7 by 10.5. Because the card, I think, is 11 deep. But it's going on that side, in that place. This one's going to go here. And let's put the other two, and they are 4.4. So I put the dimensions on them because I didn't want them to get mixed up. Okay, that one is going to go there. just fit some more. This one's going to go there. Okay. Now I've got this is some of the DSP. This is the other side of it. And I wanted to use the striped side for this. So, and then these ones are going to go on the outside. So let's get that, pop that on. I think I would put it this way, and I'll explain why in a minute. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Now, can you see that there is sort of a narrow side and a broader side? I want the broader side to the outside so that it sits like that. Okay, card's almost finished now. We've got these ones with the birds, and this is just a couple again that are about 0.4 smaller than the other one. Just have to make sure I've got the birds the right way around so they're not flying upside down, which they might do today since it's windy out there. That's going there, and this one's going on the other side. No, that's the base of the card really finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this back piece out now and pull all these out. You can see I've put it all in different bags. So this one here is 16 centimeters by 11 centimeters. And what I'm going to do is I'll close this. I'm going to put some tape on the back of this, but not before I'm going to put these on first, I think. So I've got two of these strips, and they are, what did they end up being? Oh, I have to look. 3 by 10.5. 3 centimeters by 10.5. Could have put it right on the edge with just a little, that's a little bit too low down. A little bit of a border there. And the same with this one. On the other edge, with a tiny little bit of a border. Move that up a wee bit. Too far. There we go. Now, I've used the bicycle paper that has these birds on the back of it, because that's what I'm going to put on here. I'm going to put that piece like that, and the other piece on the other side. Okay, now see the piece that's in the middle? Just going to put some tape on it. As I said, it looks like a complicated card, but once you've worked out how to do it, and then I'm going to place it just want to move over a tiny little bit. Just place it not quite in the center of where I want it. Just want it's a little bit too close to that side. There we go. Just want to move it a little bit more this way. And up. Push it more that way. And that's basically my card. Now to do the front piece. Let's get this all right. Okay. I'm going to put this piece on and just glue it on that side, okay? But before I do that, I've got this strip here. And I am going to get my scissors, my paper scissors, and I'm going to make V here, and the same on this side. So this little strip was 1.5 centimeters wide. or into depth deep, and whatever length I had of the paper. And then I'm going to flip it like that. But before I do that, I'm just going to run some tape along. I actually will run the tape on this because I have a reason for that. Okay, so I've got it there, and I want to center that so that it looks like that. And then it's going to go on the card like so. And I'm just going to put some runner down that side and place it so it's about half and half in the center. And then I've got this here, and I've got two colors of thread. I've got grey granite and white. And again, I'm going to pop them through this. So I'm going to pop this one first, which is a grey one. This is your natural twine that we can buy. It comes in four different colors, and they're always very useful to have. I've been using a lot of natural twine recently. Let's try that again. Get that in. Pull that down as far as I can make it. Card is almost finished. Okay. And I'm going to do similar to what I did with the other one. Make them both the same length. Tie it off in a knot at the top. Then that means it doesn't slip and you can fix your bow. And before I put it on, get the other side. Make my bow. Okay, pull that down. Now my bow is a little bit too big because this is fairly small. So let's do this. Okay, cut the ends off. And we're just about finished. And I'll get some glue dots on the back. 2 glue dots. And our card will be completed. One up there. And oops. No, you say, where's she going to put this? I'm actually going to put this here. Just there. Okay. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay. When you look at the card closed, it looks like that. But when I open it up and set it up, it will be sitting like that, and you can see the anchor, and it just adds a little bit to this side as well. So that is what I've done with that one. And you can see that it sits up beautifully. It's a bit hard to show it in that dimension, but that's how it goes. So let's have a look at the 3 cards that I've got today. This is the last one I made. As I say, it looks complicated, but it isn't as complicated if you follow the instructions that I did. Did this one, which was really simple, and this one, which was really simple. Okay, let's get rid of some of this stuff out of the way. And that was my cards for today. Look, I love this suite. It, you know, when I got it, I didn't know what if I would enjoy it, but I've really enjoyed creating with it. And you can see that you can do all sorts of things. Look, I think that there needs to come over a tiny little bit more. When I look at it, that's better. Just, I looked at it and it was, that's it there. That's more centered. Okay, so there we go. And that's the other one. So that's my 3 cards for today. This one was, as I said, the Pumped Stamper, but I couldn't get onto her website, so I tried to recreate it and make my own measurements as hers were in inches. So there you go. This Lakeside Retreat, and I hope you've enjoyed those. And I will see you next week, the 9th of June. can you believe we're halfway through the year already? So yeah, so this is a lovely suite. I just was looking this morning and it looked like it wasn't available. So I don't know if that was in America or Australia, but yeah, but it will come back in again probably. I hope, because I would like to get some more paper, I think, and get some more of these little embellishments as well. Um, it is a lovely suite, really lovely suite, just so peaceful and calm. Okay, well, take care, everyone, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.